The Tom London Show is brought to you by Suzuki Rivonia, the home of happy customers. Hello to you from me, Tom London. It's a Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and that means we gather around the couch with our best friends and hopefully share a laugh or two. And if we can, change a life or two. That's what the show's about. Undoubtedly, our listenership is what we would call in media female biased, which is fine by me. Come, ladies, come and sit down with Tom London. Come and share the couch with me. I'm available for a chat. And so is the one and only, out of the north coast of KZN, Tonya Khoury. Are you there? Oh, I must unmute you, yes. Oh, let's not have an unmute situation today.
Let's not be dysfunctional today.
Okay, I'm going to try be functional. And here is, out of Primrose, representing the mountain there in Jameson, Primrose Mountain from Primrose Hill, Alistair Jameson.
Hey, Tom, how are you? How's it going?
I'm very well. Well,
You're good.
What am I? I'm tired. You know when you're thinking of a holiday and the year hasn't even started yet? Do you know when you're thinking like, this has been a long year and it's only March? That's where I am right now. But I'll be okay by the weekend. It's nothing that a chocolate cake, a bit of chocolate cake from Chateau Gâteau. Can't sort out. The crowd goes wild. Chateau Gâteau, ladies and jelly spoons.
Chateau Gâteau.
Now you're talking.
Join us in the comment section below this video. Hello to our viewers watching us on YouTube. I know it looks like a Facebook show, but it's a multi-platform show. It goes to YouTube and Facebook. You can watch it on either platform. And, of course, you can watch it after the live show, which is fine. A lot of people do. So if that's you, hello. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. I had to wake everyone up today. People, are we all that like, today? Alistair, what's going on with you? Have you been taking your Salusa 45? Because you look like you're the one with the spring in your step today.
I got a spring in my step.
Why?
Or should I say I've got a springs in my step?
Oh, an Alistairism.
There we go.
I was checking the data for the show, and it turns out that on Facebook, 80% of our viewers are female or identify as female because they pressed that female button. And I don't know what media planners would say about that, but I don't care. I love it. I love the fact that I have 80% of my viewers are ladies. I love that. It takes me back to when I was a young kid, growing up in Springs. My mom would have her friends around. In those days, you had something called a housewife. And the house, it's true. There were doctors that came to your houses, and there were things called housewives. And my mom was one of those. She was a housewife, and she had friends who were also housewives. And they would get together. They would bring pecan pies and tarts and things. Billy, it's not your show. Don't even start. I thought I won't put the blanket on them, shame. And now look what I'm going to end up having to put the blanket. I put the feather duvet on the other day, and they bit a hole in it. I could hear them doing it during the show. Anyway, my mom.
That's because it's competition, you see, feathers against feathers.
That's right. My mom would invite her friends around, and they would bring tarts, and they would bring. Why are you laughing? They bring. It was a big thing, fridge tarts back then. You know what I'm talking about. They would bring fridge tarts. The pineapple fridge tarts and
Ijskast cat.
A what?
Ijskast cat.
Ijskast tart.
It's a fridge tart, man.
It's your line. It's hard to hear what you're saying when you speak. I heard I got ijskast. Well, am I able to tell the story? Like, I just want to tell the story. Jeez. My mom would have her friends around.
What were you talking about, Tom?
I was talking about. No, you guys are. No, you're ganging up on me now. I'll just put you all on mute. So my see there, nothing, laughter and nothing coming out of them. That's the power that I wield at my fingertips. my mom used to have her friends round, and the worst thing that I could hear as a kid was, go outside and play with the other children. I used to hate that. I hated it. Because at some point, the ladies wanted to talk about adult things, I suppose, and mom things. And the 10-year-olds must go out and play. And everyone would, except me. I'd hang around and they'd say, your ears are burning, young man. They'd say stuff like that. Your ears are burning, young man. And I didn't think my ears were burning at all. I wanted to listen to the mom's conversations. So very often, while all of the other juvenile 10-year-olds would go outside and play, I would crawl to the back of the couch and I'd lie behind the couch in the lounge and I'd listen. Ooh, I would listen to the conversations. Who was having an affair with, which husband was having an affair with who in Springs, and which teachers were the nice ones and which were the nasty ones. And they'd always talk about their medical procedures, childbirth. Wow, it was fascinating. The topics were much better than out in the garden, out in the garden with the other 10-year-olds talking about mud cakes, and I'd progressed. And I used to love sitting behind the couch and listening to all of these things. I have to go in for a hysterectomy. Wow, what's that? Off to the encyclopedia. So my mom has just gone into early menopause. What is that? So get in the encyclopedia and start looking. By 12, I was fully educated thanks to my spy sessions behind the couch. And I have always... Yes, I hid whenever she had one of those. And to this day, if I walk into a function and I see a group of men and I see a group of women, I go, oh, Lord, help me. And I go straight to the women because I know if I go to the men, the first thing they're going to say, what do you think about the Springboks performance at the moment, Butz? And I don't have a clue. I haven't got a clue. So I go to the ladies where we talk about life and real things. And I don't know. Maybe I should start
like
pressing.
Like mammograms and hysterectomies.
Yes. Some guys have taken years to come out of the closet. It's taken me 40 years to come out from behind the couch.
You got to...
I actually planned that line half an hour ago, lying in my bed.
It
was a good punchline. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see who's on board here before we get into the topics for the day. And you contribute in the comments section. We want to hear what you've got to say as we rattle our bones and rattle along on a Thursday afternoon. It's the over 40.
Yep.
It's I put in the post grown-ups only, hoping that we'll get some 20-odd-year-olds. But so far, no luck. Una Guida says, trying to use subliminal messaging. Hello, guys, says Una. Michelle Pinnock is on board. Howdy, legends. Marlene Folgerbird, hello,
hey,
everybody. Moira Ann Blade says, hey, Tom. Anita Mainhart says, hello, everybody. Margaret Guida says, hi, all. Una Guida, she's like, let Billy join you. No, not now. It's too early. Hey, I too was a very busy housewife. Best job in the world, said Emily. My mom, about 2 years before she passed away, I was sitting on her bed one day. I used to love sitting on my mom's bed and chatting with her, and I'd sit on her bed and we'd drink coffee and stuff. And then she said to me, do you know, those days when you were kids, those were my favorite days of my life. And if I could go back there, I would go back. I thought that was such a nice thing to hear. And your message reminded me of that, Emily. Thank you. Hello, all, says Lillian, having a laugh. We haven't even started yet. We haven't even started. We're just warming up. All of us, well, two of us were like wiping sleep from our eyes 5 minutes before the show. I know when I called Tonya, she probably thought, oh no, do I have to? But the funny thing is, 5 minutes into the show, you'll want to. See? That's how it works. Billy knows you have secrets.
I was gonna say, Tom, can I please abstain from today?
I saw it on your face.
You can see. Did you see it?
I saw it on your face. I thought, I'm going before you can say no. Anita says Billy knows all my secrets. You're right. These two birds have seen a lot of stuff. They have. They're about as corrupted as your average Northern Suburbs 10-year-old. Yeah, with a smartphone. Pretty much. I saw this thing on I Love 4. I think it was I Love 4 is constantly satisfies my need for laughter. Today it was a sign for vapes, and it said "suck and blow." And then somebody said, "Is this appropriate?" They did a face like you're doing now, and then they said, "Is this appropriate?" I drive past there with my children, and someone said, "But you just tell them it's for vapes because it's for vapes." And then other people were saying, "Stop being so sensitive, cotton wool children," and stuff like that. And a whole fight broke out amongst the residents of Fourways over a silly billboard on the side of the road. It was, I loved that, and yeah.
Didn't the government put a ban on vapes or something?
A ban on what?
No.
On vapes?
No, there's a ban on edibles. No cannabis edibles. You're not allowed to go to the shops and buy your 50 milligram gummy anymore.
Okay.
I think that's ridiculous.
Well, I think the pensioners there's going to be a revolt. If ever there was a threat of a civil war, we're getting close to it when you take the gummies away, because it's the
gummies away.
It's the old people.
The only thing that keeps us sane. Come on.
Yes, see, there we go. We have number one standing up and representing today. I'm telling you, I know that this is going on. I remember I read a long form article in, I think it was a Rolling Stone magazine or something once, where the journalist went around with a dealer. And in 2 days, in 2 days they stopped off at the same old age home like 3 times. The old people were sniffing and snorting and smoking and doing all sorts of things. It was like golden acres. Here we come, party night.
What's it called? Party shades or whatever.
I think it's the big secret in the retirement villages. I think they're all just spaced out and having fun with each other. I do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I do. So anyway,
imagine us in our old age home.
What's that, Tonya?
Imagine us in our old age home.
You see, you've been she's been disingenuous, because we've discussed this. Tonya and I have discussed it. When we get old, we are going to live together. We're going to find a few other people that are old like us, and we are going to live.
We must like them, though. We have to like them.
Yes. And we're going to build our own old age home, and where we control what food we eat, and we're going to spend a lot of the time eating edibles. At least I know I will.
Tomato plants.
Yes, and eating milk, scoffing down milk tarts. But so it's very bad. It's very bad. It's very bad for my future plans. I got to tell you, this banning on edibles. And I honestly think that I don't know whether the government has taken into account that the pensioners in South Africa might just march to Parliament. Gummies, the over 50 market gummies, that's a big thing, man.
Gummies are the thing, eh?
Yeah.
They really are the thing.
They are. And now
anyway,
I
think the government forgot that you can make them at home, but okay.
You know what's funny? You used to have to go and walk down the road and like try and find a dodgy looking guy and say, "Hey, have you got any?" And then you'd have to go down an alley or something. Now you're going to have to go and say, "Have you got any gummies?" And then you have to go around the corner and go score your gummies, your CBD gummies. I'm getting withdrawals. Yes.
What about like the biscuits and crunchies and all of them? They're also banned.
I don't know. It's a huge thing. It's on every street corner. You can buy gummies, but the health ministry says no more. Hi, Tom. I'll put up a post for people to contact me with regards to Tuesday chat. All right, there's Gillian Corona, who we had on Tuesday, where we turned the camera around on you. Gillian says that she will put a post up so people can, if you want to buy kombucha from Gillian, she's got a home business, you can go and support her. That's also what we want to do here. There we go. There's Anita. Yskarstad, ja.
This is the Yskarstad.
Los my Yskarstad uit.
Is it near Yskarstad?
I don't know. Karen Bennett says, hello, you beautiful. Excuse me?
A Yskarstad is the other thing.
Oh, a mask? I don't want
not the same thing.
It's cheesecake.
A Marscast? What do we get? Are we having a fight over Acecast and Marscast here? Okay, go for it. Both of you. Go for it. Seconds out. Once and for all. Once and for all. Come on, once and for all. Over it. Get into the ring. Have a big Barney over Ace Cast and Mask Cast. Karen Bennett says, hello, you beautiful. You're still more? There's more. Karen Bennett says, hello, you beautiful humans from Port Elizabeth. My favorite thing about Port Elizabeth is how clean it is. I told the story before, but it's one of my favorites. I was picked up by a driver at the airport once, and he said, look how beautifully clean our city is since the DA took over. And I said, it's always been like this. You lie. The offshore winds blow the plastic packets and all the rubbish off to, where's it, Atlantis. Blows it right into the interior. Talking nonsense, man. That's why all our... No, seriously, whenever I always say, but people always come at me and say, oh, but have you been to Port Alfred? The beaches are so clean, not a plastic bag. Of course, the wind blows it. Joburg doesn't have that. It just goes round in circles in the city streets.
Have you seen the trees in Port Elizabeth?
The trees in Port Elizabeth are all at a 45-degree angle.
They're all like this. They're all at an angle of 45 degrees.
All the trees in PE are at a 45-degree angle. On a Friday night by 10 p.m., so are the people. I'm making sound bites for Alex. Right. You were mischievous.
My mom comes from PE.
Oh, your mom comes from PE? Okay, hold on a moment. Margaret Guider says you were mischievous as hell since an early age, won't you? Yep. I was. Yep. My mother said I was a handful. And there have been other people who said... Oh, you see, I knew, and I wanted to get there before you. Okay, slow down. The show hasn't started. That wasn't an opening point for smut and filth. Jenny Longmore, hello from the South Coast, says Jenny. Hey, Jenny, nice to have you on board. Moira says, I was looking for MILFs. I was way too young to be looking for MILFs. Way too young. Ooh, a lady that I like messaged me last night.
Ooh.
I can't say her name because I don't know if she'd want me to say her name, but we went out on a date a few years back. And then life, and then life happened, and then she got hold of me last night and said maybe we'll
What did she say?
We'll get together soon. Yes, yes.
She's still waiting at the coffee shop for you.
I see that as a major victory. At least within the next year, I will be going out because soon could be. I know her timing could be a few months from now. I think probably a few months from now, I'm going to be going out on a date. I'm so happy.
Don't say that too loudly, Bob.
I know. Michelle Pinnock says, hi, Alistair. So there we go.
Hey, Michelle.
Oh, is that how it works now? Hi, guys. When's the YouTube channel coming? Were you there for the start of the show, Hazel Lee? When I said you can watch us on YouTube, the Tom London Show on YouTube. I think that's the name of my channel. Elaine Barney says, afternoon, Tom, Tonya, and Alistair.
Hello.
Margaret says, best your birds don't talk. I'm so glad they haven't. The other day I was standing in front of them and I said, you've seen me through 4 ex-girlfriends. How cool is that? I think when a new girlfriend comes into the house, they just look and go, seen this before. They're like children. Yes, we're not going to get attached to you like we did to the first 2.
You're not going to be around here long.
Based on Tom's track record. Annette, I don't know. When I see Jacobs, I never know if it's Jacobs or Jacobs. Annette Jacobs says, sorry, watching you from Pretoria. I would also apologize. Serious pouring of rain. I'm only joking. I love Pretoria. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you were there the other day.
I've got good memories of Pretoria. Yes. That's it, my man.
Yeah, you came back with the ombuds report.
You're right. I don't feel like discussing that this afternoon. I've had enough of it. I was up at 5:30 this morning talking to Pala. I've been on all the radio stations talking.
I was going to say, has the media slowed down now?
Yeah, today it's slow. I told you, media's a 2-day thing. A story's a 2-day thing in South Africa now. 2 days, then it's finished. They stop calling you. And then we move on to the next problem. VAT. Oh, there's a VAT problem. 2 days from now, the Vaal Dam is overflowing. Oh, my Lord, what are we going to do? Donald Trump drove a Tesla. I can't believe it. This world is so crazy, man. It's gone topsy-turvy, like a topsy-turvy tart. Do you remember Topsy-Turvy? See?
There's another one. Yeah. We're going to have our own cooking show soon.
Oh, really? I think we should. Yeah, we'll just turn the cameras around and I can cook at the stove there. I'm an excellent cook. I am a
Tom's a great cook.
I'm a very, very good cook. I cook you breakfast, I cook you lunch, I cook you dinner.
Mm-hmm. I bet you do.
I do.
It'll all be Chinese.
Yeah, that's it. You can have whatever you like for dessert. Salome says samosas as well. Because we had samosas when we went to Salome that day. Do you remember, Alistair?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Love samosas.
All right. Margaret Guider says, Margaret is not, gummy's not for me. Who needs the paranoia? That's
sorry that makes you paranoid, babe.
Some people you got to push through the paranoia. Tom and Tonya, old nutters home. Oh my God, you and Tonya in an old age home together, the world would be a great place to live in. Just go to Windsor, you'll be fine.
You're racing each other in your wheelchairs.
No, we've decided that at the end of the day, when we need cleaning. We're going to get someone with, remember the turbo wash, those old sprays, the ones that when you go to the car wash, they go like that, and they can clean mud off, 6-month-old mud off a 4x4, those ones, those sprays. Yeah. We decided we're going to get someone to stand 20 meters away from us, and then all the old people, we're all going to bend over, and then they're going to spray us clean. And that's going to be morning and once in the afternoon. But then we sit back in our chairs and eat our gummies and sip our pina coladas and eat nice food. Oh, man, you don't want to have conversations with me. Eventually, they all come out.
This is actually a very true story.
It is true. It is true.
We've worked it out, guys. We've worked it out. We got our retirement plan fixed.
Yeah, we just got to get the show grown to a level where we can rake in the millions and buy a Gulfstream jet so that we can fly around the country and I've always wanted to, and I know it's silly. But I know, we don't. But don't you think it would be so cool to say to someone, hey, would you like to have lunch? Go, yeah, cool. All right, let's go to Cape Town. Sorry, what? Yeah, in my jet. Huh? What? And then you and then you fly there and you have lunch and then you fly back and then it's like, what? It's 5 o'clock. Are we home already? What kind of magic is that? It's cool. This is how the Guptas live. I also want to live like a Gupta. Come on. I also want to live like a Gupta.
No, I'm fine. You can get on your jet, but I'm fine.
It's not going to happen?
It will happen.
It will happen. Thank you, Alistair. He's got faith in me.
I'll get on the jet.
Well, when I win that lotto.
That'll happen too.
That's it. I believe it. Pat's uncle says, good afternoon, Tom, Tonya, and Alistair from a dodgy-looking Durban weather day. Now, what does that mean? Durban's looking dodgy or the weather's looking? Because I've been to Durban. Some parts of it do look dodgy.
According to the president, some are very dodgy.
Is it a dodgy-looking Durban, and then there's a weather day, or it's a dodgy weather-looking? No, I'm only joking, man. Weather day, obviously.
Tom, I think it's the weather. Yeah, Durban weather can be dodgy.
Charmaine Ninama says, hi, Tom, just seen on the news channel that the Ombudsman has cleared Helen Joseph all the neglect you complain about. How the hell? Okay, let me once and for all, because people are writing to me. I'm getting upset. I'm writing back. Once and for all, here's the story. I didn't make the allegations. I made one allegation. I said the doctors didn't treat us properly. Human beings to human beings. That's what I said. That was my big thing. Why weren't you just decent? Why couldn't you talk decently to people? Why couldn't you talk decently to me? That was my complaint, right? And then the health ombud, I didn't lodge any complaints. They were done on my behalf. And then they decided what the complaints were. Like I didn't get good clinical care, which I never said, but it became an allegation. So there were a handful of allegations. 2 or 3 were on my side, particularly the cleanliness, the disease being spread in the hospital, 3 days in the casualty unit, And then they found against me on the doctors not being nice. And the methodology was, Billy! The methodology was, they went to the doctors and they said, were you nasty to Tom? And the doctors said, no, we weren't nasty to Tom. And then they went to someone in the ward. I don't know who. They went to someone in the ward, maybe someone who wasn't in my section of the ward, and said, how are you being treated here? And that person said, no, I'm being treated fine. And then they said, Tom London's claim was unsubstantiated. So that was their methodology. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's in the report. That's the methodology. So what happened was some of the claims were unsubstantiated, some were substantiated. Then the Ombudsman went and did an extensive report into the hospital where it becomes a mess. It is horrific. It ends up with the Ombudsman calling the hospital not fit for purpose. So it depends how you view victory. If you view victory as Tom was proven right that the doctors were nasty, well, then I didn't win. But if you think of victory as the hospital has been exposed, its problems are out in the open, and it's been given deadlines and timelines to fix them, then it was a victory. Now, it's funny. Some media saw it as a victory, and a couple of outlets saw it as Tom was found against. About 3 news outlets. The rest all saw it in my favor. So it's just interesting how the media looked at it. Yeah.
I think it's more than how. I think it's the media didn't look at it.
Well, I think it depends on whether you read the report. If you went through the whole report, then yes.
Yeah, if you read the whole report, then you couldn't not agree that Tom London was vindicated and Helen Joseph Hospital is not fit for purpose. It was a massive win for South Africa yesterday.
I think so too.
Massive win.
I think so too. So there we go, Charmaine. That's it. I've written about it. I've explained in other videos. This is about the 4th time I've explained this, and I don't want to explain it anymore. And that came in after the quote that said, you guys are so funny. And that wasn't funny the last 5 minutes, that's for sure. Nothing to do with government and officialdom is funny.
What's going on with Billy? Billy!
Okay, hold on. Oh, man. I actually have to put a blanket over this guy. Or I have to
let him out.
Shoot him, maybe. Let him out?
Don't shoot him. Let him out.
I don't have anything to shoot him with. Okay, hold on. Please stare at a dead screen for about 15 to 20. No, stare at Tonya. No, stare at Alistair for about 20 seconds.
There you go. Why are you staring at me? Come on, Tom. Let's go, Tom.
Come on, Billy and Jamie.
To be honest.
Smile, Al.
Smile.
Hold on. You mean I go away for 20 seconds and you can't carry the show? Alistair, what's going on here?
I'm an amateur. What do you mean?
We haven't even got to our topics yet, and we're half an hour in.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
Anita says she's coming for lunch. When are we going to braai, says Salome?
Oh,
the birds are agreeing. What the heck was that? What the heck was that? It has to be Alistair. What was that, Alistair?
It is. It's Primrose coming to the party.
Oh, that's the normal people driving past and hooting. Those must be your fans. Those are your fans. Alistair, you need to go outside and wave hello. Angelique Bard says, all I can think of is crispy waffles. I'll be there soon. Angelique, I was lying in bed just now and I was thinking of crispy waffles. I even thought of going to crispy waffles after the show. And I said, Tom, your diet is going badly. You know you have to save that for a special occasion. And then I thought, but being alive is a special occasion. So let me go for crispy waffles. I really want to. I've got a voucher for 2 waffles. And I wonder if that means I can go twice. 1 waffle today and then 1 waffle tomorrow. Crispy waffles is cool. Oh, man. Crispy waffles. I think crispy waffles can cure illnesses. Oh, when I go, I'm going to make a video of it. Can we have lunch in PE? Sorry, I don't have a private jet. Well, that's not a good start, Rita. Oh, wow, they're hooting like mad. The fans are descending upon Alistair's house. It's the Jameson Tom London show contingent that have just arrived. Can we have lunch in PE? Sorry, I don't have a private. It's not a good start. If you said, can we have lunch in PE? I'm sending my private jet. I would probably say yes immediately. I'll just leave Alistair and Tonya to do the rest of the show. I tell you what, Rita, when I get to PE, we'll have lunch. How's that? The subtitles are coming up with the most hilarious interpretations of what you're saying today, says Moria. That must be funny to watch. Anita, maybe we should make Anita our new weather lady. We haven't got a weather person. Like,
no, we don't.
Used to have Simon Gear. He used to be the weatherman. Do you remember?
Yes.
Now,
yes,
there's nobody who is known for the weather, I don't think. So why not Anita? So, ladies and gentlemen, Anita's first written weather report going up on screen now. The weather is looking crap. Thank you, Anita, for your weather report. I thought that was funny. I made myself laugh there. Jackie Turner says, my mom called me impossible. You see, impossible, says Jackie Turner. You see that? When women say that they were called impossible, that's when I start taking interest. All the broken, impossible ones. I'm not saying you are, Jackie, but if you're broken and impossible and you're limping on the ground with one wing like that, then Tom's like, oh, that's one for me.
I also have that thing.
Do you? Do you also do broken wing?
Yeah.
Do you?
I've got it. Yeah, I've got to collect strays. It's terrible.
Broken wing. If on the first date a woman says to me, I'm so broken up and messed up and dysfunctional, I'm like, let's get married.
Marry?
We should marry. We should marry. That would solve everything. Let us be lovers and add our dysfunction together. Isn't that what marriage is? Let us be lovers and add our dysfunction together. Together.
Where's our brain processes?
I don't know. Every time I
noises coming out of the show.
I'm just about to say, every time I put Alistair's volume fader up, there's a car revving or hooting. Every time.
Because I'm outside in the garden. I'm trying to get good lighting.
It's working, Alistair, and it's also showing us not the sights, but the sounds of Jameson. I lived in Krugersdorp for 2 years, and the sound of Krugersdorp on a Friday night is an engine revving on the rev limiter. Then you know it's Friday night in Krugersdorp. Then you know. You can't do that in Waterfall Estate, I believe. Your fans are going? They're hooting goodbye now?
My fans are leaving now.
It's going to get quiet.
The car just started.
Oh, the car
just started.
Is it his child? Is it Alistair's child that's leaving?
I don't know what's going on there. I've only dropped Alistair off. I haven't been into his house, but we'll do an investigation. I think we should. Billy's laughing in the background.
They're coming to my house, I promise you.
All right. Well,
it's like a black hole.
That means we really do want to go and see what's going on there. Now,
what
send
does that
in
mean?
the cameras.
Black hole, I promise you. Once you go in, you're never coming out.
Oh. Alistair Dharma on the show.
Oh my goodness. I always knew there was something wrong.
Do you see? You were right. Hectic warnings of massive storms and flooding in Durban. Uh-oh. I always worry about Umhloti. What's that, Alistair?
So they just had so many. I mean, there was that woman that fell off the cliffs in Uvongo and it hasn't been seen since.
Oh, wow. And it wasn't long ago that Umhloti, the whole circle there in the front, washed into the ocean along with a block of flats. And that's one of my favorite parts of the coast. So, listen, we're hoping if you're in KZN that you won't be affected too badly by that. We want to see Billy, says Anita, later. Join us, Billy. Oh, there's a whole thing for Billy here. I'm just going to skip past all of that nonsense. Poor old Billy has been given the shakes with the chaos. Billy causes trouble. I was telling Tonya and Alistair earlier that I fell asleep. I had them out of their cages the other night, and then I went and lay in my bed.
Funny story.
I was going to run a bath, and then I fell asleep. And I woke up the next morning, and I heard a heck of a party going on in the lounge. And I walked through, and both birds were like, it's a holiday. They were having a ball. First thing I did was check all the cables in this place, because I know parrots and cables. But luckily, they hadn't figured out to kill all the cables here.
Wait. So when you found them in the middle, the next morning, had they destroyed everything,
No,
or
they
were they
didn't.
very well behaved birds?
It looks like they hung around the cages, and then about mid-morning, I was sitting here and I thought, let me leave them out, and then at some point they went back into their cages, and it's like, it reminds me of something. A guy I worked with, Andrew. His name was Andrew, and I used to take my parrots to work at Vodacom. It wasn't take your parrot to work day. I just thought, I wonder what would happen if I brought parrots to work and they lived at Vodacom. Turns out you're allowed to, and
But you're not allowed to hang up your photographs.
what's that?
But you're not allowed to hang up your
You
photographs.
weren't allowed to hang up your photographs, but you could take your parrot to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't remember what I was going to talk about now. It was just like,
They went back to their cage.
oh yeah, Andrew. So Andrew used to watch the birds go to they'd fly around the office the whole day. Whenever someone came in the door, we'd go, shut the door. And then at the end of the day, the parrots would go. It was very weird when the CEO of Vodacom walked into our studio complex and 10 people went, shut the door. And the CEO would go, okay, I'm sorry, man. And Andrew would say, isn't it interesting, Tom? He was a very deep thinker. He said, isn't it interesting, Tom, how, like birds, we all go back into our cages at the end of the day?
Oh, that's so tragic.
And, well, look, we all, except Alistair, you're in your cage. You're in your cage. I'm in my cage. Alistair's outside the cage today. But he'll be,
I'm outside today.
but he'll be going back into the cage a bit later on.
It's true.
Better lighting.
Gwen Doxy
Better.
yeah, you're looking good today. The conditions are good there in Germiston, outside on your stoop. Gwen Sanders says hello from Oz. Oz represented.
Oz.
Yeah. Una says she's also guilty of collecting strays.
Oh, really, Una?
Helen says
problem,
Westland Tappets, but I think that's supposed to be Westland Tappets, which is something that only South Africans will really understand. And you got to come from the East Strand or West Strand or South to understand.
Funny.
Stop acting like a tappet.
I haven't heard that word in ages. He's such a tappet.
You're such a tappet, man.
What does it even mean?
Jackie Turner says you'll love me. That must mean she's properly dysfunctional. Sure. Fly me to the moon.
Let me swing amongst the stars.
I
Let
had
me
a
see what
laser.
life is like.
I had a laser cutter engraver called Billy and a parrot called Winky, says Karen. Okay.
Okay.
Drum roll for Winky. You are so funny today, Tom. What has that Pepsi got in it? Nothing.
Really nothing.
I am able to conjure this up. I am able to roll out of bed 10 minutes before all of this happens and go, oh boy, why couldn't I have been a plumber? And then, hold on a moment, it's Primrose calling. Hello, Primrose calling. Nommer asseblief. Where's he? I'm looking at myself.
I don't know.
Why does this happen every show? Do you think he does it on purpose? Do you think he hits the red button? Look, he's still trying to connect. I think he might do this. He might be doing this on purpose.
I think so. Look, it's quite funny.
It's
I
every
must say.
show. It's every show. Every show we lose Alistair, and he calls in, and it goes like this, and then I have to try and connect him. It's horrific. Adele Jansen, hi Tom, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Last night I met Adele and the whole Jansen van Vieren family. You know, we're trying to help Janelle. We haven't stopped, by the way. We've got a team of doctors trying to work out how to get her to the proper specialist. So we'll let you know. As soon as that happens, I'm going to let you know. But last night I called Jimmy and Jennifer. I thought, I haven't spoken to them in a couple of days. And we faced a video, WhatsApp video called. We must have chatted for an hour. We were laughing for an hour. It was so much fun. I had such a great call with them last night. So,
how is she?
She's good. Everyone's good and smiling and happy. We're trying on this side. And soon as we got the dates for her to go get examined properly by the best in the country, then I'll let you know what's happening. All right, level 6 storm warning for KZN. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, I believe
right?
so. Eh? Tornadoes and everything. So that means I'm just going to have to stay in my cage, is it?
That's it, and that's probably the first
I'm
time you
happy
have
with
ever
that.
stayed in your lane or your cage. Today's show, Janita says, today's show is so fun, I can just imagine watching it while having an edible. Laugh out loud.
See.
Bokkie wat vanavond bij mij wil is. Kom ale, ik is los lappie.
What?
En Bokkie wat vanavond bij mij wil is. Kom ale, ik is los lappie.
Wow, okay. Wow.
Alistair was flirting with Janita earlier on Facebook. Did you see it?
Oh, really?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I missed
He
it.
was
Tell me.
complimenting her on her eyes. He said,
Really?
"You've got
What did he say?
eyes. You've got such beautiful, engaging, intoxicating, or something like that. Eyes." And then he put a wow sign, and then she said, "Thank you very much. I really appreciate it." And I was like, "Ooh." On radio, there used to be a rule that you weren't allowed to date the listener at 7:02. They said, you're not allowed to date. It's inappropriate to have relations with the listeners. Because I believe in the old days, the rock star kind of DJs, they would have relations with the listeners all over the show.
Right.
But not us. They told us that it wasn't very corporate. Seeing that we were a listed company, we were not allowed to have relations with the listeners. So, I never had relations with a listener.
It must be very strange, though, to put that rule in when the people who are listening to radio actually don't even know what the DJ looks like.
Yes. Yeah. People used to say, oh, you look a whole lot. And then something would come out. Taller, uglier, older than your voice. Well, yeah, I know. My favorite is when people say, oh, I don't listen to your show. And my response was always, I wouldn't either if I didn't have the damn headphones strapped to my bip. But I have to, see? Got no choice. And they pay me badly. Tammy Singh's on board. Oh, the return of the Singh. Whoa! It's the return of the Singh. Tammy Singh has joined us on many podcasts and different shows we've done before, and she hasn't been here. Have you noticed? She's been gone. But
yeah, I saw that.
It's the return of the Singh, everybody. She's going to provide a lot of entertainment in that comment section. That's fantastic. Return of the Singh. Nomad Asablev, gummy bear in his Pepsi. That's what people think. It's that Valley, Tom. Well, Alistair made it to 40 minutes this time on the show, says Marlene Falkenberg. Big round of applause. Alistair's connection lasted 40 minutes.
Oh, that
Alistair
is
says,
funny.
I'm slipping into our DM.